Hello? Hello? Avengers? Batman? Invincible, I suppose, you're new. I think most of them are dead now, so I think I can just move into this luxury apartment situated a mile in the sky. I'm sure me, with my being afraid of heights, perfectly fine with the fact I can see the skyline from here and know that is a short drop with a long splat. Anywho, I should probably talk about a movie I saw, which was, relevant. Ooh. Thing to smash peanuts with. Dink. Dink. New York, New York. A reasonable facsimile of it over there. I'm high up, I don't like it. Ugh. I'm not gonna look down. I'm gonna stay right at the camera and dead-eye you creepily. Get closer and whisper in your ear. I can do an ASMR. Cat scratch sounds. Cat scratch sounds. Nerd talking about a Marvel movie. There's a million of us. Kanada is not Marvel fans. Those are starting to die out. I should probably talk about the movie I saw. It is Thunderbolts, with an asterisk, because there's a joke at the end that the marketing has decided to spoil utterly now a couple of days after it's been released. So, do not look at any of the marketing now, or you will be spoiled with one of the minor jokes from the very end of the movie. So, bad job, marketing team. Bad. Bad, bad, bad. No biscuit. So what is Thunderbolts? It is essentially... These Marvel movies kind of collect a bunch of side characters and, dare I say, sidekicks. That's a naughty word to say anymore. Sidekicks. Ooh. Sidekicks. That was a movie with Chuck Norris, I think, and some child from the 90s. I don't remember. It was a time before he was a meme and other things. We're not getting into that. So when you have a bunch of sidekick characters... And most of your main marquee actors and characters are either dead or written out, retired, run over by a snowplow, so I'm not expecting him to come back, because even though he's fine now, which good for him, he got run over by a snowplow, so I don't expect him to be doing the shooting the arrow thing anymore. You know what I'm talking about. Or you don't. And I will force you to look up what happened to that guy. Woo, it was a thing. Procrastinating. I do it a lot. Thunderbolts. It's about the sidekicks. You got your Bucky. You got your Black Widow 2. You got Taskmaster for all of 5 minutes. I won't go into what happens with that. You've got Ghost. Who remembers Ghost? Crickets. Oh, I hear cricket. I can eat that later. Red Guardian, so Stranger Things is coming back in like a few months, I suppose. So, that's a little more relevant to have him in a movie. And, Kurt Russell's kid as a Captain America asshole. So, I didn't watch most of the Disney Plus thing. Like, I didn't ever watch the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I watched one episode and was bored and did not finish it. I did not watch Captain America Brave New World because apparently it sucked. And the trailer told me exactly what it was about, which was Harrison Ford got a really, really bad sunburn and got angry. That's the plot of that movie. Don't tell me it's different. I know that's what it was about. Harrison Ford is a very old man. He gets very grumpy when he gets sunburned. Shame. So yeah, Thunderbolts. It's the sidekick movie. And normally that would be, a bad idea probably on most respects, but overall this thing is fine. Fine is damning faint praise, I know, but it is exactly that. It is decent. It is one of the better one of these of late. Is it anything spectacular? No. Am I going to remember it in the next few weeks? Unlikely. It is one of those ones to where it's not super important either to the grand mythos of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and that horse crap. I'm tired of that. I used to like the continuity porn that these movies gave. That's over now. Now I'm tired. Thankfully, I think they're rolling slowly towards a total reboot in about 3 or 4 movies, so I don't think that's going to matter too much more soon. Then it'll be time for X-Men. Again, different X-Men. No, not the ones we just saw in Deadpool and Wolverine. Other new ones, fresh models. That are probably going to be all the 90s team. So, nothing new ever. Everything is nostalgia forever, all time. I'm griping a lot. I'm in a mood. Cats, we do that. I might just take a shit in your living room for no reason, even though the litter box would be perfectly cleaned. I may bless you with that, with my leavings. We'll see. Movie. Thunderbolts. I'm already forgetting it. Crap. So, Sidekicks. This is essentially a sequel to Black Widow, of all movies, so that was not a great one. This one's a little better than that, just because it's more cohesive and more straightforward in what it's about and what it's doing. Has a better villain. So, actually, the villain in this is pretty cool, pretty good. The villain, once I saw the trailers and it showed who the villain was, I was like, oh, they're doing that character. Okay, you have my attention. And for doing a very abridged version of that character, good job. I actually enjoyed the character they're playing with in here. So, baseline, it's fine. It's a decent movie. If you like previous Marvel movies, you will enjoy another Marvel movie. It is another one. It's on the better side. Nothing spectacular. You don't need to rush out to the theater for it. I would say wait for the streaming thing, or if you have nothing better to do for your day, movie theater, you'll be at least decently entertained, and you'll be good. Spoiler Town begins now. So, they're doing Sentry. Sentry's a character that I like in theory. Interesting idea, concept. They've done some fun stuff with him in the comics. Using him for a movie? Cool, I'm down. How'd they do? Decent, I'd say. There's a lot of changes, but they did a good job with it. The actor, Bob, is fun. I wasn't expecting this movie to basically be about depression. Extremely about depression, because everyone in this movie is sad as hell, or near or suicidal, or just having a bad stroke of multiple years. Everything's kind of gone to shit since all the Avengers died, fighting the big purple man. So they're basically dealing with all that. So everyone is either a leftover with nothing to do, and most of these characters are either crappy replacements, the fill-ins, or just the extras. They're listless, they have nothing to do in their lives, and our lead, Yelena, Black Widow 2, aka Lady from Midsummer, who has had a big career just uplifting occurring after being introduced essentially to most audiences in Black Widow 1. Why am I saying like Black Widow 2? This is basically Black Widow 2, honestly, because she's the star, and her entire arc is she's sad as shit, her sister dead, she got nothing to do, she's just going around going through the motions of get up, go to work, kill people, go home, go to bed, get up, go to work, kill people, go to bed, so on and so forth. And she having a bad time. And we just go with her, and all these other characters that we have left over from the other movies are also having bad times. Everyone's life, for the most part, sucks. Bucky's doing okay. Like, he's a senator, so, I don't know if that's a upgrade from a superhero or not in this setup. Our main villain, technically, is the chick from Friends, which is kind of funny. I think she's from Friends. Dreyfus. Was she in Friends? I think she was in Friends. I never watched Friends. I don't care. Cat. I had other things to do instead of watch Friends when I was younger, like chase my tail, or bat a toy mouse. The important things in life. She's our main villain. She's been in some of these movies as basically really crummy dime store bad guy equivalent to Nick Fury. So mileage will vary on that, I suppose. And she has been brought up by the United States government for impeachment proceedings. This movie and the last one had some severely bad timing with but this one's a little bit better in terms of that, because a incredibly rich politician getting away with literal murder and corruption and all the other stuff and getting away scot-free is incredibly realistic, and I hate the world. You all would be better off being me. I've said this before. Or shit. Both are good options. We'll talk about this later. See me in class. See me after class, I mean. The class is being in Kanada 101. You'll thank me. Anywho, the other side thing they bring into this is our real villain, technically, Sentry. And Sentry is fun. Bob is fun. And his Sentry comes with his other half, because the short version of Sentry is Superman, but as a schizophrenic, with a severe secondary personality that manifests with powers of being evil. In this case, the Void, who they reconstruct instead of being like a huge demon space bug thing, whatever you want to call it. This one is literally a personification of the emptiness of depression, given form in the case of, let's expose the film to where the character is nothing but pure blackness with little dot eyes popping out and a creepy voice. I'm like, that's a cool ass visual. Simple, but cool. Appreciated. And you have a superhero team that has to come together. I think that was literally in the marketing, that song. To stop fighting with each other and try to stop the big bad threat to varying degrees of success. It's your movie plot. Why does this thing work pretty well? It's mostly an excuse to give all these side characters character development. They have time to actually get used more instead of having to be the sidekicks or the secondaries to the leads of their previous movies. Yelena gets to be the star of Black Widow of this movie instead of Scarlett Johansson, because she's dead. Spoilers for several movies from several years ago. So you have her sister basically dealing with that fact. You have crappy villain Captain America, Kurt Russell's kid. He sucks. He's a jackass. That's his entire shtick, and he's fairly amusing it with this. Red Guardian, Failure Man, Big Beard, Extreme Russian accent. He walking comic relief joke man. Ah ha ha. He's fine. He's fun. You have Ghost, who is extremely underused because she has a very useful, cool power and not much characterization. She had all of her stuff in her when she was introduced in Ant-Man 2, I think? I honestly forget. I think it's the second one she showed up. And she can turn invisible and go through walls. Has to wear a suit, otherwise she will disintegrate, apparently. So, that's kind of annoying. She don't get much development beyond reminding us that that she had a bad childhood because she was a child experiment. So, that sucks. Yelena's backstory is also child soldier. That also sucks. Bucky is, again, having the best time of being a senator. So he's trying to get used to doing that stuff and realizing, you know what, this was much easier when I was just punching stuff with my giant super metal arm and guns. I'm going to go back to doing that, and that's more effective. And lesson of the movie is, yes, that is more effective. So, make that what you will. As I stare into the camera, uncomfortably longly. Movie. And yeah, that's about all she wrote. The Taskmaster is in here for about 5 minutes. So the other thing from Black Widow I do remember was that they had Taskmaster in it, technically. A completely different character in name, Taskmaster in name only, and kind of the power set. And they were not very interesting in the movie that they were introduced in, and this movie feels like there was a production note that said, fans, we listened to you. You did not like this interpretation of the character. Instead of trying to rehab the character or make something interesting with them, bang, dead. Moving on, which is so hilariously doing a character dirty that I almost applaud it. I'm not going to, because that was really bad and incredibly disrespectful to a dead character to nullify one of their points of their previous movie. That was partly Natasha's shtick in that movie, was saving Taskmaster from her situation, and apparently Taskmaster just instead of learning a lesson and getting out of the assassin thing and trying to live a normal life, she just continued to be an assassin for hire and got shot in the face for it. Great job. So, then again, I'm not too upset because I did not like that version of the character at all, and she was pretty much a nothing burger anyway, so I'm not going to miss her. She got done dirty. I'm not going to miss her, though, so negative, I suppose. Neutrals, negatives, I suppose. It's a push situation. Whatever. But yeah, the movie's entertaining enough. The last section kind of turns weirdly into a Nightmare on Elm Street riff of all things, which, cool. I like that. Interesting thing to how to deal with a character that is so out of the team's weight class to deal with. Sentry is in the comics a big ass problem whenever he's the Void, and in this he is also a big ass problem. More so that the Thunderbolts are mostly punchy shoot people with no heavy hitter, no flyers, and their science people is she has an invisibility suit and can become intangible briefly. She ain't no Reed Richards, she ain't no Tony Stark, she ain't any of them. And the asterisks that the movie originally was going out with was Thunderbolts, asterisks, Avengers are not available. Technically, now the movie ends with the shtick of asterisks, the new Avengers, Thunderbolts, the new Avengers, which is how things wrap up with this team of characters basically walking into a media trap, essentially, to paint them as the new Avengers and save the bad guy lady's ass from being impeached, or not so much being impeached, being literally killed by at least three of the members of the team who were actively talking about murdering her in front of the others. So, someone was probably going to kill her. But no, she walks in front of the camera and says, "Hey, they're the new Avengers. They just saved the city. Yay! This was all my plan all along. Let's see if they renew my contract for another movie, and we'll keep this shtick up for a little while, I suppose, until her character will get killed off unceremoniously. Tends to happen. And that's how we wrap. Also, Bob stepped around. I was happy with that. I was expecting Bob to get killed or depowered or just shunted away to another universe, which they've done before in these movies now. No, he's fine. He's just trying not to have to pull out the Sentry, because he pull out the Sentry, you might have to pull out the Void, and problem. I don't think the team wants to go through Shadow Dreamland again to get him to get back to under control. Kind of a problem. Sentry's powerful. He a problem to be able to use him. Anyway, movie's fine, worth a watch at some point. Streaming. You could also completely skip it and not really need anything. I don't think it's going to be particularly important to the overall Marvel plot, as it were, because this ends with a stinger for Fantastic Four, which is the next one coming out in a couple months. So I'll see you again for that one soon. That one looks fine, although the second trailer is basically not quite confirming what I'm expecting to happen, which is that could be an ending. So, see you in a few weeks, months, whatever, whenever I do the next review of these. Avita say bye-bye, watch, like, and subscribe, so on and so forth. Pay me money to draw you pornography, I will buy cat food with that, and cat litter, and other things involving a cat being a cat. The cat way. I sleep, I eat, I poop, and I puke in your shoe, because I love you. Mwah. Good night. Go away.